That is my 1995 Ford F-150 that I bought for $750 back in college. And about a year ago, it got a slight rod knock on a road trip back from North Carolina. Ouch. Not great. Definitely not great. Rather than doing what any rational person would do and just replace the bearings, pull the motor apart, I'm gonna do something a little different, and I'm gonna swap a Mercedes OM606 turbo diesel into my 1995 pickup truck. Hi guys, I'm Hank, and I'm excited to start the series where I'm gonna do my best to document this entire process in detail, because I haven't really seen anybody do this kind of swap. I've seen a few things here and there on the internet, but nobody has really gone in detail on how to do one of these swaps. So I'm gonna try my best to document the whole thing, to show you everything that you have to do. We're gonna pull my motor out, maybe diagnose what actually happened to it. So disclaimer, I've never pulled any engine in my life. I've done some basic maintenance things. I've pulled transmission pans. I've done things like that, but I've never pulled a motor before, and I've never pulled a motor on this. So let's get into it. I'm actually moving out of this apartment where this parking garage is, so I have to drive halfway across South Tampa, and I'm gonna try and do it without the engine blowing a hole in the side of the block. So let's see how it goes. I gotta pull the battery. So while I do that, I'm gonna give you a little bit more information about this truck. Now, it has sat here for all of, I wanna say, almost a year. I took this thing home to my family's farm in North Carolina in December, and on the way back, it started knocking pretty hard. And I was luckily able to limp it home all the way into South Tampa. So a little bit of a backstory on this truck is, back in 2019, I was in college at the University of South Carolina, and I had a buddy, oh come on, who had this truck stashed in another friend's backyard. Now, he had bought this truck off the original owner and had it in a parking lot of a business that he worked at. And up in one night, some guy decided that he was gonna take a nap in the back seat of the truck. So he broke the back window, slashed the tires, took a nap, left his beer cans, and then was on his way. So eventually my friend got new tires put on, threw some duct tape over the window. I'll throw some pictures on the screen so you can see, and really left it in my other friend's backyard for about a year. I think it might have been 2 years, but this was used as a tailgate truck, so it really didn't have that many miles on it from when he got it. The time that he parked it there, I'd always kind of wanted it, so I kept bugging him. Hey, sell it to me, sell it to me, sell it to me. And finally one day we were having a cookout at that house, and I said, let's go get a battery. If it runs, I'll give you $750 for it. And he said, deal. So he goes and gets a battery, throws it in, and it runs. So when I picked it up, it had about 220 or so thousand miles on it. Burned about a quart of oil for every 200 miles it drove. So when I graduated college the following year in 2020, COVID grad, shout out to you guys, I went ahead and bought a remanufactured engine to put into it. And my guys down in Columbia at Muffler Shop of Columbia, so if you guys are out in South Carolina, definitely check them out. Great guys. Had them put it in. God, this battery's not coming out. So I had them put the motor in, and this was middle of COVID. God, you guys are gonna make such fun of me for doing this. All my tools are at the new house. Didn't think I would need this. But, so, new motor went in. 200 miles later, drops a lifter, motor was defective. So I had this motor put in. under warranty with them, thank God. About a week after that, I picked all my stuff up in this truck and moved down to where I am now, Tampa. So that was about 2025, so 5 years ago, almost. I think I moved in 2021 actually. But this truck got me down to Tampa. I've slowly been fixing it up over time, got the transmission rebuilt after I moved down. I drove it on and off, and unfortunately, probably middle of last year, I started noticing a weird fuel smell. It took a long time to crank over, and come to find out that my coolant temp sensor was corroded. So the sensor wasn't broken, but the contacts were, and I didn't notice it. What I think happened is sometime in those few months when I wasn't really driving it, it started dumping fuel every single time I tried to drive it and start it, and I fuel soaked the bearings. Not really a problem with the remanufacturers, and it is definitely a user error thing, but that's what brings us here today. And my reasoning behind not really putting in another motor is, one, this is technically the third motor that's been in it, but I want something cool and unique and something that will be a little bit more powerful and efficient. But I am a big diesel fan. I like diesel. I have a diesel Toyota Land Cruiser Prado that I've had for a couple of years that I just brought back again from North Carolina. I am a big diesel fan, and recently a Mercedes fan. All right, let me get this thing out. This might be the hardest part of this swap right here. Don't jinx yourself. All right, after a little bit of hammering, I got it off. You guys are gonna think I'm a big old idiot. When I blew the motor, at the time, this was my only car. So I came back, made a quick decision, found myself a W124 Mercedes with a M104 inline 6 in it, and found out that in the 90s, Mercedes built some pretty reliable cars, and really the decades before that they did. And then shortly after is when I found the OM606. From that point, it was a no-brainer for me to do it. It was just a matter of figuring out what I needed to make it happen. So for the last, what month is it? September? I would say 5 months or so, I've been going on a deep dive of trying to find if somebody had actually done this swap before. And what I found was very limited information, and only a few. I think there was 2 videos that I found. One guy did a Bronco, one guy did a F-150. Very limited information on how they did it, what transmission adapter they used, how they did their motor mount, transmission controller they used. So I set out to figure out how I can do it on my own, because obviously the OBS Ford came in a diesel with the F-250 and the F-350. So I figured that a majority of those diesel components could be swapped over as bolt-in things, making this swap a little bit easier. Yeah, that's really my reasoning behind it, is efficiency, more power, and full mechanical control. So I don't really want to deal with setting up an ECU, wiring in a new wiring harness, and my ability to put in a mechanical pump on an OM606 and tune it myself seemed really appealing. So I'm gonna give it a shot, and over the next couple of months, I'm hopefully gonna be able to pull it off. So let's get this battery out and head down to the parts store. So, a few things that I want to clarify before we go further is my choice to swap this motor in is not me saying that the Ford 302 isn't a good motor. It's a good motor. I love the sound of it. It was great for me for 5 years, but as they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And in my situation, it's been broke 3 times. That is my other reason for swapping this motor out. And a couple of other things about the truck is in college. Obviously, I didn't have very much money to do repairs on, so it has cheap aftermarket door cards. It has the headliner was almost fully ripped out when I got it, so I put some cheap foam insulation in there, and ever since I did that, everybody that has ever ridden in the truck has signed the headliner. It really is a big sentimental piece of junk, and I don't intend to ever get rid of it ever in my life. So I'm gonna do what I can to keep it going for as long as I can. But next spring, it'll be the getaway car in my wedding. So it's even that much more special to me and to my fiance. Now, I've owned a handful of cars in my short time being a full-grown adult, but in that time, I have taken the liberty of, with each car that I've had an E30 325, I had this car, my Land Cruiser Prado diesel, I had a Volvo 240, I had a Mustang Fox body convertible, which was kind of a bad idea, and then most recently I had my Mercedes E320 with a Lorenzer body kit. So with each of those cars, I purchased them with the anticipation that I would be teaching myself something different with every car that I own. So when I moved to Tampa, I didn't have quite really any mechanical experience other than, you know, installing some speakers. But shortly after moving here, I took a job where I worked in a warehouse on small engines, and then also on industrial sized air compressors. So big diesel motors, some more big electric motors, but huge units, industrial machinery, and a lot of Honda generators. So I learned the basics, and truthfully, I think that is all you really need to know to work on cars to that extent. For the most part, I learned a lot of the basics in working with small engines and industrial machinery. So with my E30, I learned how to do some basic mechanical things, how to replace bushing, how to do brakes, how to bleed brakes. I painted that car. I learned how to paint a car for the first time with some cheap Home Depot and Harbor Freight tools. It wasn't the best paint job, but it was a paint job that was done in a garage with probably about $700 or $800 worth of tools. With this car, I really didn't have to do all that much. I had to do some work on the transfer case, so I got to work with that for the first time. With my Volvo, I learned how to fix ACs. But the Fox body, that was just a bad decision. I blew the diff 20 minutes after leaving the DMV, sold it, and then had the Mercedes out of necessity because the truck blew up. And the Mercedes really didn't need all that much work. I just did a lot of things to bring it back up to speed. But that's about it. So this trip with the truck is my next step in learning some things. So I'll be doing it for the first time, which will be exciting to see and document the entire process. All right. We got a battery, we got some power steering fluid because my power steering box is completely empty, and we got some really thick oil treatment to hopefully preserve this thing for the whole mile that it has to drive with this rod knock. I'm kind of looking forward to this process. I've never done anything like this. I'm usually behind the camera, not in front of it. I'm excited to actually document this thing. So I'm gonna do my best to photograph it, to show some little tidbits here and there, some more technical things. I'm gonna try and write a blog, so if anybody wants to do an engine swap like this later on, they can read through all the steps that I took. And obviously I'm gonna make videos like this because I am looking forward to hopefully working with a few brands in this process to get this engine in my truck. Let's see if we can get this oil treatment in there so it gets to the bottom of the pan while we're doing the battery. Oh, come on now. Let's see how thick this stuff is. Oh, it's like honey, dude. Oh! There it is. Basically gear oil at this point. Can you see that? Oh yeah. So I'm doing this mainly because I don't want to blow a hole in the block on the way there, because cleaning that up is going to be a nightmare. And Hillsborough County scares me. All right, now that I poured honey into my engine, let's put some power steering fluid in this thing. Now you Ford guys, don't come at me. I know I'm supposed to put ATF in there. Oh, it's not that low at all. I need to buy this stuff. Yeah. Think I can still return it? Ooh, that's kind of loose. You're a little loosey-goosey there, bud. Okay, well, add that to the list. All right. I'm definitely, through this process, gonna embarrass myself a number of times. We'll just start making a tally of how many dumb things that I do. Number one is hitting my battery terminal with a 1/2-inch ratchet and extension. Try and get it loose because I don't have a hammer or a pry bar with me. Come on now. Get you off of there. Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Where's my 12 mil? This one's 1/2-inch. The other one's 12 mil. How does that work? I don't know. Are we gonna fix it? No. Am I gonna forget in a few weeks? Yes. Yeah, bud, you're definitely loose. Might need to pull down that 1/2-inch and extension again. Boom, 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 boom. Add this to the dumb things list. The dumb things counter. I'm gonna regret that. Let me get to sit here and watch me twist this rusty bolt. Okay, are you kidding me? You were just 12 mil 2 seconds ago. We're in. Now, the fun part. I hope it starts. Other people are looking at you, saying, why is this guy talking to himself? Joke's on them. I've got a shit box 1995 F-150, and they don't. Power steering fluid. This is trash. Throw it where literally all my other trash is. In the bed. Let's get her done! Alright, moment of truth. My buddy Jay is on call in case I need to get an emergency lift. But gas is old, everything's old, and I'm stressed. Let's see if it'll do it. Just like nothing. Started up like nothing. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please. I wonder if my washer sprayer still work. Oh! Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's like brand new. Honestly, I'm surprised that oil treatment stuff quieted this thing up. Do I even need an engine swap? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. Most definitely I do. I wonder if my AC works. Do you work? Oh yeah, you do. Maybe. Nope. That's on heat. Maybe. Moment of truth. Can I roll my windows up? Yes. Oh, let's go. Oh yeah, she's a knocking. She's still knocking bump. Oh! Yeah, this thing needs shocks too. Oh boy. Oh boy. of stuff rattling around in the back. Got people knocking on the bottom of my engine with a hammer. Ooh. First order of business, washing this joker down. One thing that I'm not looking forward to, other than pulling this engine, is I have to swap. Luckily, F-250 pumps from a diesel will fit right into these fuel tanks. Supposedly, will fit right into these fuel tanks, but both my gas tanks are full. And this fuel is, what, last December? So almost, what month is it? September? Almost 10 months old. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with that. So if anybody wants free gas, let me know. I'm not sure that my AC works. Add that to the list. I've got oil pressure. So the honey worked to an extent. I did, however, about a month after this incident happened, I changed the oil in this thing just to see what the quality was and the oil filter, so that probably has something to do with it. But oh, she's knocking a little worse now. Okay, we're halfway there. We're halfway there and my AC does not work. Temp, fine. Coolant is there, surprisingly. Bump. Steering, loose, not horrible. We are almost there. It's toasty. How are we doing? Me, stressed. I can see the house. I can see the house. Time to back this joker in to its home for the next couple of months. Please fit. Please fit. Please fit. Ooh, something's burning. All right, enough of that. We made it. We made it. Let's turn the GoPro off and we'll get a POV of where this thing's gonna sit for the next 2 months, 3 months. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get used to this view because this is what you're gonna see. There is a lot of trash and spider webs, old oil jugs. It's filthy, so let's wait for old Jay to come pick us up. We'll go pick up my pressure washer and we'll wash this sucker down. All right. Old Jay just dropped me off. Let's go get us a little coffee, pick up my pressure washer, and go to town on that sucker. I haven't even gotten it hooked up yet. So this might be a foreshadowing of how this project's gonna go, because the hose is stuck. I think now would be a good time to remind everyone that I have no idea what I'm doing. So add this to the dumb things counter. I'm trying to get my hose undone. Got it. That's Florida hard water for you. this was episode 1. We got it here. I didn't doubt it for any minute. I doubted it for a little while. But now's a good time to remind everybody that I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm new to this. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I'm here to document it. I'm here to show you how to do it, and I'm here to show you that you can do it, hopefully, supposedly, in a backyard with basic tools. So thank you for tuning into episode 1. I'm going to start tearing this thing apart here in the near future, probably in the next couple of weeks. I'll tear it down completely. I don't know what the succession of me posting these videos are, whether I'm going to do it right when I film them or if I'm going to try and stagger them a little bit. So bear with me there, but let's get this thing going. The engine is getting shipped soon, so we're going to try and hustle this thing along as best we can. So thanks for coming out. My name is Hank, and I look forward to doing this.